Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Jamie here today with Giorgio. We're going to talk about Scream 6, all the spoilers and everything. So if you haven't seen the film, then, you're going to get spoiled. But overall, before we get into it, at first I was kind of let down, but after seeing it again, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. What about you?
Yeah, you've seen it twice.
Yeah, I've seen it twice. You've seen it once.
Yeah.
What would your score be?
The rating of the whole film,
Yeah, just quick thoughts before we go into detail.
I give it 8.5 to a 9 out of 10.
Real? What would you give Scream 5 then?
That's like a 9.5.
Okay. I don't think you liked it that much.
No, I love all the Scream films.
I'm not saying this one. I didn't know you liked this one that much. To give it like an 8.5.
No, I really enjoyed this film a lot. It's like I said to you, it's got the entertainment factor.
Yeah, it's got. I guess if you go into it and stop trying to think of things, because there's quite a few plot holes if you think about it. But
There's a few plot holes, but entertainment factor is there. The characters are quite good. Kills are really good. Effects really good. Set design and everything really good. The only issue I kind of have that's running theme with everyone is that the whole thing of New York, they advertise it as it's in New York, it's big, it's better, it's there. You didn't even see the Statue of Liberty or the fucking Empire State Building.
Yeah, well,
in detail.
Most of it was just on sets, wasn't it? Like the subway, they built a set for that, and
yeah, I understand they filmed
shots.
it in Canada and stuff, but at the same time, it's like you advertise it as being in New York, and it's a big thing to be in New York. But if you'd have shown me the film, didn't tell me where it was set, and then told me, it was set in like in like a small city anywhere in America, I'd be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, apart from the expo shots they have at the beginning of like the New York skyline and all that.
Yeah.
If you just remove that, then you wouldn't know, really, would you?
Yeah.
No, don't start, Quincy. Sit down. Sit down. Yeah, just jump right into the film then.
The opening scene.
Yeah, the opening scene, which, Scream's famous for the opening scenes, really, isn't it?
It's well known for its first opening scene, its first kill of the film.
Yeah, I mean, even the sequels as well, like number 2 in the theatre, number 3, Cotton getting killed. Number 4's kind of, all over the place, isn't it?
Number 4 does my head in sometimes, because I'm like, when does it end? Where does it end?
And then number 5 as well, which, I'd say this one ranks up there because it's definitely unique, in it, which we'll talk about in a minute.
It's different.
It's definitely different.
It's different, but it's different in a kind of a good way. Like
it starts off with a phone call, don't it? But they're in the restaurant, aren't they? And it's literally like someone gets a phone call where it's not. Yeah, it's in public. So, and we find Samara Weaving, that girl from Ready or Not. She's inside the bar, isn't she? And she's a professor, and she's still teaching slasher films.
Film studies professor.
Yeah.
And she's on a phone call with a student.
No, with a date. She's on a phone call with a date.
Did they meet on a dating
website or something like that?
Yeah.
But it ends up being the person on the phone call is one of her students.
Yeah, I thought she was.
What?
I thought she was meeting up with a student. When I was actually watching the film, I knew it was like a date. But afterwards, I got it in my head that she was meeting with a student, and then it got me thinking, well, why is she dressed up like this to meet a student? I thought it was like a taboo thing.
Oh yeah.
So I somehow got that in my head, but no, she's meeting up with a guy for a date.
And he's, acting like he can't find the bar or whatever, and he leads her outside down an alleyway in New York with, it's a few days away from Halloween. It's not Halloween right now. It's like a few days away, but people partying and shit inside the street.
That's something that I completely forgot that I was questioning. How long do you celebrate Halloween in America? Because people were wearing costumes for the whole film.
Yeah, but
The
the
whole
film
film.
takes place over a few days, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know, but like
maybe it was a weekend, so people were just going out and they're just dressing up for like parties and stuff.
maybe. Oh shit.
What?
I no. I
Okay.
just fucked up the look of my stream for a minute.
But yeah, he leads her down the dark alleyway, and of course, Ghostface comes out, slashes her up, and then he takes off the mask inside the opening, which was a shock because we've never seen that before. And I thought they'll do the whole film with this guy because he starts walking away back to the university or college or whatever, and sees Tara, and they talk. So I thought, well, this guy's going to be throughout. We're going to know who Ghostface or one of them is throughout the film. But he gets back to his apartment. Jason Takes Manhattan's playing on the TV when he walks in or whatever. And then he calls it, I think it's his partner, his boyfriend. I'm not sure, unless they're just like, partnering up to, because he comes in and says, honey, I'm home and all that, don't it? So I don't know if they were like.
You can take it however, you can take that relationship however you want, but honey, I'm home is a kind of like a jokey thing everyone kind of says.
True.
When they
but
come
then
home.
He calls, I think he's called Jason, this guy, and I think the other guy's called Greg, I think.
Yeah. Greg.
He gets a phone call from Greg and he's using the Ghostface voice and he's like, don't do it over the phone and all that.
We said we wouldn't do this to each other.
Yeah, and then we come to find out that they're trying to finish Rich's film from Scream 5. So they must have had some loose. I don't know if they were friends with Richie or they're just like taking up, where he left off.
In 5, it was established that Amber and Richie met in a Reddit group.
Yeah, so maybe obviously there's more. Yeah.
It's like friends online.
True. But then eventually we find out like it's not Greg, is it? Because he starts doing the hot and cold game or whatever.
Yeah, I really liked that. I really liked hearing Ghostface saying warmer, cold. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that little game that they played, and then when he gets close to the fridge, everyone just kind of went, someone's in the fridge.
Yeah, just like Friday Part 2.
It's like a fucking Jeffrey Dahmer scene.
True. That's one of the goriest kills, off-screen kills we've seen in Scream, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's dismemberment now. It was all cut up to pieces inside the fridge.
Yeah. I can't remember what there was a head, an arm.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing like a torso or anything.
I don't remember either, but it was a quick shot, wasn't it? So
yeah.
I guess maybe it technically could fit a full body in there if you just cut it up completely, couldn't you? I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But then Ghostface ends up appearing and it's the one with the aged mask in it. So then and there, like, this is a cool concept. Like, there's two different kind of like Ghostface groups going after each other or whatever. And he's like, who gives a fuck about movies? And he does the slash, and that's the technically the second opening kill, really, isn't it?
Have you got the Ghostface mask behind you?
Yeah, I was trying to scare Quincy with it before. Mine's starting to look like the one in Scream 4, or mine's going yellow a little bit. When they start showing the masks and all that inside the film. But yeah, this opening, I'd probably put it in one of the top. It's not the best one, obviously, but I'd say it's better than 4.
I like the way they went off into a different direction, but they did it really well. They seem to understand Scream and Scream fans.
Yeah.
With them being fans themselves, the people who made this film. With that fan mindset, they can change things and they can change the way everything like works, but they do it really well.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think like where I'd rank it. Like I said, it's better than Scream 4's opening. I guess it's better than Scream 3's. Scream 1 and 2 are probably the best, really, aren't they? In terms of openings. And 5's pretty good as well because Tara, survives it, even though she gets messed up, but she does survive it.
Yeah. I think I would rank opening scenes would be 1, 2, 5, and 6.
1, 2, 5, and 6.
Yeah. That's my ranking, then the rest afterwards. I think 4 would be in last place for me.
Yeah, 4 is like the first time you watch it, it's good, but after that, you're like, for fuck's sake, man, this is
just get into it. Just get into the film already.
But then from there we get the title card and we get introduced to Sam again, don't we? She's in therapy from the events of the last film. What?
When we did that video on your channel and I was like, she's in therapy. Yeah. I fucking knew it.
Yeah, it's the same with the shot at the mask at the end when I said that's clearly from the end of the film. And that was one of the last shots of the film when she has the mask and she's debating if she should, keep it or not. Because you can tell by, But they did, actually, let's talk about the trailer a little bit, because inside the trailer, they did some, tricking of CGI, didn't they? Like the ladder scene. I don't
really remember the trailer, to be completely honest now.
In the ladder bit, they CGI'd Ghostface. I think even CGI'd that Jason guy in it as well, in one of them. They made him seem like he had more of a role. And then also that Tara thing as well, when she's holding on to Sam's hand. And she falls off the balcony. They CGI'd, obviously, Bailey out of it, because that would have been a spoiler. But yeah, Sam's in therapy. What?
I seem to think that when I saw a picture of Tara hanging from the hand, it seemed like she was outside. She was like hanging off a wall.
I didn't get that.
Hanging off a bit. I seem to remember thinking, oh my god, she's hanging from a building. With it being in New York and all the skyscrapers, I'm like, shit, she's like falling off the edge of a skyscraper. She's dead.
But Tara's in college. Is it college or university? I think it's college, isn't it? Because it was college in
They're
Scream
college, but we would say because they're like 18.
Yeah, but she's in there with Mindy and Chad, and they're having a party or whatever.
Yeah.
We get the party scene where that guy.
I know they're going to a frat party.
Oh, they go into a frat party, yeah.
They go to a frat party, which is at someone else's place, and it kind of goes between what? It kind of goes between Sam's therapy session and Tara's going to the party, because Sam says that Tara's not coping with it well.
Yeah.
And then we see her going to a party, so then that makes you think, oh, she's like drinking. Not just
that. The therapist says umping up, so she starts umping up about Billy and all that. And then he writes it down. He's like, no, I'm not equipped for this. You're going to have to go. And then reports it to the police.
He was a red herring, to be honest.
Yeah, until like a few scenes later when he gets killed.
And stuff. And he was like writing it all down. He was like, I was like, you know the story. You know everything because you're the killer.
Yeah, but when it ends up being he's not, you look back and you're like, you're a pretty shitty therapist, aren't you? You're telling her to open up, and then, as soon as she does, no, get out.
You look back and you're actually like, you're a pussy. She was asking for help.
Tara tries, the point of this film is Sam won't let go of Tara, will she? She's like being dead protective over her.
Yeah, Sam basically follows Tara to New York.
Yeah, and in his party scene, she's like trying to get with some dude who's like trying to take advantage in a way, because he ends up trying to drag her up the stairs, don't he?
Tara's wasted at this point.
Yeah, Chad tries to intervene until Sam shows up and she just tases him inside the balls.
The first time we meet Chad, I thought he was gay. Not in fact.
Yeah, because we see him in this. He's talking to. I keep forgetting this dude's name. He ends up being one of the killers. Ethan. That's it. Yeah, and
Spoiler, he's the killer.
Well, yeah, but we said at the beginning, it's spoiler discussion, isn't it? He's one of the killers, one of the three. But we'll talk about it later as well. But he's got to be one of the worst killers, man. He's forgettable. He really is. Like, if you were ranking all the killers, like, he's got to be at the bottom. He's just there. He's literally there. Like, you forget about him.
Well, in this film, there's technically 3 killers, isn't there?
Yeah, but I mean, well, I guess it depends. Like, if you were ranking the killers, would you lump them in which film they're in, or would you do it like, Billy, Stu, blah blah blah, and all that?
What do you mean?
If I was ranking the killers, I want, like, some people group them. So 3 killers in this, you rank them as a whole, not as separate killers. I'd rank them as separate killers, though, really, because they all, have their own kills and stuff, don't they, in a way? Like how effective they are, and
seems like Quinn does most of the heavy lifting, though. Jesus.
Yeah, Bailey does a few, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Bailey does like the first 2.
Yeah, he kills the therapist and the shop scene, I think.
Yeah. And then
But yeah, there's a theory started online in there that Sam was the actual killer in the last film, and she like orchestrated it and like framed Richie or whatever. So people are like online believing that conspiracy and all that, which comes back up later as well. But then what is it? Yeah, Quinn's introduced as well, and shit. How many people live in this apartment, by the way? Is it what? Sam, Tara, Quinn?
Apartment.
Yeah.
It's Sam, Tara, and Quinn, and then Mindy lives with her girlfriend, I think, and then Chad lives with Ethan.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I was gonna say, because it's gonna be expensive, that place, and it want like some small cramped New York apartment. It like it had space to it.
I think Tara reveals that Sam's working 2 jobs just to pay rent.
Yeah, true.
So Sam's working 2 jobs, and then Tara. I don't know how college goes with like student loans in America.
Sure, yeah, it's probably completely different in it.
Or it could be student accommodation type. I don't know, but you have to also remember that Quinn's father is a cop, not
Yeah, I was
just
about to bring that
your
up,
ordinary, not just your ordinary cop, but he's like the head.
A detective.
Yeah, he's the detective, so like he could get Quinn the apartment anyway.
Yeah, well, because we find out here, don't we, that Quinn, like you said, Bailey's a dad, and he talks to Sam, don't he, because they find her ID at the fridge scene, don't they, from the kill, what just happened in the opening. So he has to question Sam and Tara. So they go to the police station for questioning, and as soon as I saw this scene, I was already suspecting Bailey when I first saw it, and it just kept growing and growing from this point, where he's like, what the fuck's this, when he's in the scene with Sam and Tara now, when he sat down, there's a line, he says, oh yeah, I can vouch for Quinn, that's it, and then Tara looks at Sam like, the fuck, when he's talking about who's the suspects and all that.
Yeah, but you're forgetting the scene before they get to the police station.
What scene?
The shop scene.
That's after.
No, it's as they're going to the police station.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, because that's how Bailey gets them out. He knows whereabouts they're going to be. And Bailey's the one going after them as Ghostface.
No.
Yeah?
No, it's not.
Yeah? Yeah?
They get called to the police station first because he finds her ID.
Yeah. He calls them and says, I need you to come down to the police station.
Yeah.
They come out of the apartment and down.
It's daytime when they come out.
Yeah, no, listen. And you don't know where Jason and Greg lived. They could have lived just next door. So Bailey could have already been in the area. So he calls them from the scene and says, I need you to come down to the police station. They come out the apartment and he gets ready and he calls them and they go round the corner. But before they get to the corner, Bailey comes out as Ghostface and tries to get Tara. And then they run into the shop.
It's Rich's number.
Yeah, because he'll phone them from.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm saying, right, it don't matter, whatever. So yeah, they go to the shop. Ghostface follows them in. It's the scene from the trailer, pretty much, innit? We've seen most of the scenes at the trailer.
Yeah,
Starts killing people. He dodges that shotgun, which I still don't know how the fuck he did that.
We literally watched a video on it because the reason why that is Bailey is because he can handle a gun really well.
I didn't say that wasn't Bailey. I'm just
saying,
literally, it don't matter who you are. If someone shoots a shotgun 5 feet away from you, he has some quick reflex to get out of the way. That's all I'm saying.
The shop scene comes before.
Yeah, we already moved. Yeah, we're on the shop scene. Yeah.
Before the police station.
Doesn't.
And then because they talk about the mask at the police station.
Do you know there's more than one police station scene, right? Because this is the next one where Kirby's introduced. She didn't introduce when they get questioned by Baylor.
No.
Just like, I've seen the film twice, you've seen it once. Let's just move on.
I remember because we watched a video about it. Because when Bailey is questioning them at first in the police station, he says, this mask has been found at the scene of the crime. And Tara goes, or Sam goes, he was wearing a different mask when he chased us.
Yeah, but I thought Kirby's out there at that point.
No, Kirby's there like afterwards.
All right, well,
they're still there, but
let's
she
go.
comes in
You're
after.
getting off track. Let's go back to the shop scene. What we're talking about.
Is Bailey's doing the you know, he's doing that, and you can tell that Sam's a final girl in this scene because of the way she handles it. Because like in the shop when everything's trashed and destroyed, and she's like, right, how do I get out? And she throws that can to distract him, and then they go round. In the trailer, they make that scene look really intense, but when you actually watch the film and watch the actual scene itself, it's 10 times more intense.
Yeah, but then when you realize like what the plan was, he wasn't trying to kill him there anyway, was he? Because he wants him at the shrine at the end, doesn't he? That's the plan, to kill him there around Rich's.
Yeah, but look at the time that Stu went after Sydney in the first film. They didn't plan to kill her straight
I'm saying
away.
this because I've seen criticism online saying like, oh, there's a few points where the main characters could have been dead easily, with the shop scene being one of them. But I'm like, no, they didn't want to kill him. They didn't want to kill him there. They easily could have just shot him, but that wasn't the plan, was it?
No, they all the killers have a plan.
Yeah.
And the plan is to get those main characters to the end point.
True. Like, there's some criticism later on, which I'll agree with later, like, characters getting stabbed multiple times and surviving. But at this point, it's like, they don't want to kill him yet. They're trying to lead him to the shrine, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, I guess they could have planned to kill Tara earlier, but couldn't. Because she does get stabbed a few times, doesn't she, in the stomach?
Yeah, later on, yeah.
And to be honest, the only person they really want is Sam. It's just luck that Tara is there with her at the very end.
True, yeah.
And when Ghostface first comes out, he goes for Tara and thinks he can get her there and then. I think Tara was planned to be killed probably one of the first few times. All to get Sam. Because if Tara had died and Sam was on the scene, they could have planted more evidence to frame Sam then.
True.
And then Tara wouldn't be there to support Sam. Therefore, she'll go even more doolally. I'm a genius.
Oh, wait, no, because part of the plan is they want Tara and Sam dead together, and they were going to frame that Sam... Oh, no, it was going to be a fan, wasn't it? They were going to frame it as a fan was the one who went, like, believed the rumours that Sam was the real killer, and then he went and killed them both or whatever. Because that's why at the end, Bailey's like, you need to put a mask on. And stuff like that, isn't there? But yeah, we'll get to that later now. Kirby gets introduced and she's in the FBI now, which some people don't believe could happen, but it's like 11-year gap between Scream 4.
I'm a bit half and half with it. Like, I kind of, with people criticizing her character being in this film, I understand why they brought her back. I understand that she's a legacy character and that you kind of do bring them back. And I can understand her being an FBI agent. But at the same time, throughout the whole film, I don't really see I don't really see how she was that needed. She could have just been replaced with a run-of-the-mill FBI agent.
Oh, you mean in the script or whatever? Or you mean in the actual film, like the story or whatever?
Script?
You mean in the universe of the film, or you mean like actual script writing, like she wasn't needed to be brought back? Because you are kind of right. She didn't really, like, anyone could have done Kirby's role in a way.
Any FBI agent could have done Kirby's role.
Yeah.
Because in the
But it's
end,
also the red
it
hair,
helps.
isn't it? Because they do sort of set her up a little bit as being, you know.
There was a slight little bit of me at the very end when they were like saying it's Kirby, it's Kirby. I was like, oh. Do I like that Kirby could be Ghostface? Not really.
Yeah, same. And also later on with Gale when she's like, you know, I found the shrine and Kirby couldn't find it or whatever, even though she's the FBI agent.
Yeah. But then Gale's really good at her job.
Well, we'll get to Gale because that's one of my problems with this. But they basically figure out that the master being left in order, aren't they? From 5 or down to 1, they're counting down to the original.
They're counting down to Billy being put on Sam.
Yeah, and also they got the board up there with the deaths and Stu. It says death 1996, but that doesn't still confirm. I mean, yeah, technically, but you know, if he faked his death, they're gonna assume he's dead. So there's still a chance, but you know. It
was fun, Eeny Beatini. It was really fun to watch. I always love a Scream film, so it was really fun. But Stu, it doesn't matter what kind of fan you are. If you are a fan of Scream, you kind of hoped and prayed that Stu would come back in this film. Do not lie to yourself.
Yeah, and there's still hope in the next one because they've been doing interviews and they say never say never. The one line. Yeah. And not just that, like the damage some characters take in this, and people are like, oh, he got a TV on his head, he's dead. He's like, no. Fucking Chad gets stabbed 10 times by 2 Ghostface and he survives. Fucking Mindy got gutted on a train. She was alright. She was running about next scene. So,
I'm just going off Matthew Lillard's word from his mouth himself. Stu can still be alive.
Yeah, and he was going to bring him back in number 3, so, you know.
There's a plan there, but whether they'll actually go through with it, I don't know.
I think they will, because like we said, they are fans of the series Radio Silence who created this and the last one. Yeah. And, you know, that's the ultimate fan service move right there, and to bring Stu back from the original film. And
but then I also see why people might think Stu's sister could do it.
Yeah, I guess that's the compromise, isn't it? If it's Stu's sister.
How old would Stu's sister be now?
Well, she'd probably be the same age as Stu, or maybe a little bit younger, wouldn't she?
Is it a younger sister or an older sister?
They never established, they just said sister, I think, so they could go either way with it.
Just realised she could actually be just a really old lady right now.
We'll talk more about Stu later though, when we talk about like predictions for number 7 and all that. But yeah, outside, Sam and Tara get confronted by Gale, don't they? And she's, you know, written a book once again, even though she said in the last film, I'm going to write about Dewey, I'm not going to write about the killers. And the excuse is, oh, someone was going to do it, so it may as well be me. And it's like, you just removed all that character development. And also, you got a boyfriend a year after Dewey got killed. And it's like,
6 months.
The fuck? What the fuck are we doing here?
6 months.
No, that's 6 months.
Yeah. They've been in New York for 6 months.
Yeah, that don't mean they've left as soon as 5 ended.
I think they did.
Maybe. But yeah, she avoids the first punch by Sam, doesn't she? But then Tara gets the second.
Loved that scene. I loved it so much. I loved how it was a callback to the first film. And I also loved that she was like, you tried, but you didn't. And then just Tara goes... It had to be General Ortega to do that. Had to be.
After that, we get the therapist kill, don't we? Which it's a pretty decent kill. It's quick, but you know it's decent. He goes through the door, don't we? We see that ghost face shot. What we see inside the trailer.
I was actually bummed about this because I really wanted that scene of Ghostface at the door to be, you know, looking at Sam or Tara or even Mindy or Chad.
The way they cut it inside the trailer, it seemed like the apartment scene was the same as the door, didn't it?
So I was thinking, oh, this is going to be used in such a scary way, and don't get me wrong, it was a scary shot, and I loved it, but I was just like, could you not have used it for someone who with a little bit more meaning? Shut them up a bit. You know, but it's a really cool shot. I loved it so much.
Yeah. Does he stab him through the eye as well?
The nose.
No, yeah,
Bailey gloated about it.
Yeah, he talks about it later, doesn't he? Yeah. And well, this is Bailey as well in it, the killer. He goes in and gets the file on Sam, and then obviously steals that. Then we get character development inside the apartment, don't we? With Chad coming up with the name Core 4 for the four of them.
Core 4!
I mean, this is a good cast. I don't like, the criticism of they took too much damage. Like, I don't want him to die, but it would mean something if they did. But it's like Chad later on, like, I didn't want him to die, but it's like you see him get stabbed by 2 different Ghostface. You're like, he's dead, and then he's not dead, and it's like, But I understand why, because you still got another film to do.
I've kind of got this. Let me just sort out my headphones. But I've kind of got this thing in these Scream films that when you see a character coughing up blood, I think that they're basically dead. Because whenever you see someone coughing up blood, it's like, oh shit, they're...
Well, Chad was coughing up blood, wasn't
exactly,
he?
so I thought he was left for dead then. I was like... And then... But that was like right after they had their first kiss, him and Tara.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's another thing, the relationship between Chad and Tara. Which, I don't mind it. It's just the size difference just throws me off, because Jenna Ortega's small and the guy plays Chad's dead big. Well, it's decent. It's all right. No,
I don't mind. I don't mind it. When I watched it, I was like, "This is really cute."
I just added that because we said, didn't we? Chad's the new doer. Does that mean Tara's the new Gale? Because them two get together in number 2, don't they?
No, Jenna. Tara's not going to be like Gale.
I'm just saying, everyone out, they seem like they're literally copying the original. I mean, the trilogy, I mean.
They kind of are, but with a younger cast.
Yeah, with a younger cast, but...
with different personalities. Because in this film, in 6, it's quite established that Tara isn't dealing with it very well. But then she has a talk with Kirby, and that makes her go, oh yeah, I like the way that you've dealt with it, so I'm going to deal with it in that way. So you could say Tara is kind of like the new Kirby.
Well, apart from not being a horror fan.
She likes the Babadook.
Yeah, that's it, but she's not knowledgeable about it. She had to Google it in 5 to get the answers right. But at this point, the apartment scene happens, doesn't it? Quinn gets... Oh, yeah, we hadn't mentioned... what the fuck's the guy's name who lives across the way? Sam's boyfriend, I forgot. Danny, that's it, Danny. Danny tries warning him that Ghostface is in there, but he ends up killing Bailey's boyfriend off screen.
It's not... His name's not Jason, is it? It's not Jason.
Jason's the guy from the beginning.
Yeah.
The original the first Ghostface.
So what's this guy called?
Danny. His name's Danny.
Donnie.
Danny, with an A. Danny. So he starts trying to phone him, they don't answer. He sends a photo of Ghostface in the room. And then Quinn gets killed off screen, which is suspicious. Like, whenever someone gets killed off screen, you gotta start questioning, like, well, why didn't we see the kill?
Yeah.
And they get attacked by Ghostface, don't they? And the weapons have gone from the room as well, so there's another thing. It's like, well, clearly someone in the friend group has, hid the knives or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has the idea to use the ladder to get him across, which he just pulls it out of nowhere. I guess he's a painter or something, I don't know.
Oh, Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching that bit and thinking, he just pulled that ladder out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Where was that? But that whole ladder chase scene, it's not really a chase, but it's a chase. It's a small space chase. That scene got me.
Like, it was Anika's... Oh, no, that's her name. Anika. Mindy's girlfriend gets gutted, doesn't she? She gets stabbed inside the chest, and he twists the knife as well, so she's bleeding out.
She's bleeding out, and Mindy gets sliced
on the shoulder in it or something.
Again.
Yeah.
So it was, to me, that scene was very intense.
Mm-hmm.
But when Anika is going over the ladder and she's crying and Mindy's crying, I got a little bit teary-eyed, I'm not gonna lie. I got a little bit teary-eyed. I was like, don't let her die. And then, but Ghostface, you see, Ghostface, uses his knife for everything. Are you okay?
Apart from this, and a gun as well from before, but he starts shaking the ladder, doesn't he?
He just uses a knife throughout most of the films, apart from Tatum's death. And in this, he's like, and he stabs the knife in the windowsill, and he just grabs the ladder, and your heart just sinks at that moment.
And she ends up falling to a death, hitting the whatever it was on the way down.
Fucking twatted her head off the dumpster.
From there, it's the theatre bit in it when they find out about the abandoned theatre, and Gail's like, "How did Kirby not find that out?"
Yeah.
At the records or whatever. And this shrine, like we've seen this at the trailer, but there's a lot of shit in here from the films.
I want to find a freeze frame of the shrine from the film, because I don't know, like the photos we've seen, it just seems like a smaller shot of it, whereas in the film it's so wide and it's so big. I'm like, I want a freeze frame of that so I can see everything.
But once you see this, you're like, it's either Bailey or Kirby, because it's clearly a police officer who's got all this evidence. They try and play it off like, oh, they just bought it, it goes missing. It's like, this is the full fucking franchise. Someone's gonna notice all that shit going missing. Come on now.
Well, this is another reason why it kind of pointed towards Quinn.
Quinn?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, the dad's part of the police, so...
Well, yeah, but then that points more to Bailey, doesn't it? Because Bailey's the guy getting it.
But then Quinn is sex positive.
At this point, Quinn's dead, isn't she? Well, dead in their quotations.
Quinn's sex positive. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, we completely forgot about that scene, the Mindy scene, where she's explaining the rules. Completely glossed over that, but they don't even need it at this point. She's just a repeat of Randy at number 3. It's like, you don't need the rules at this point. It just feels like they have to put it in there.
Yeah, well, it's a Scream film, innit? So, but Quinn is sex positive, so she could have used that sex positive way to get things from the police. Yeah,
when they tried saying that someone bought it, didn't they? Like, police like money too and all that, and stuff goes missing.
I think after a while, some things can be put on auction. Because how else would you have these things in museums?
Things like what?
Like murderers' possessions.
I don't know how that works. If like Zach Bagans, for example, I thought he buys it off whoever owns the actual thing. I don't think it goes up for auction
as well.
I don't know about that.
Pretty sure.
But yeah, like I said, this shrine, like, actually, you're like, well, it's clearly Bailey or Kirby, and at that point, I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be 3 ghost faces, but I pretty much knew it was gonna be Bailey because I didn't buy Kirby being a killer.
When they find that Quinn's dead, her dad goes to the scene and he says, "If you fuck with my family, you're gonna die."
Oh yeah, that's another bit as well.
So that was another thing, and then we find the shrine, and it's like, So yeah.
Then there's a good little scene with Kirby and Mindy where they quiz each other about horror films, but some of the opinions they say, like, I don't agree with.
I don't know whether I find the scene cringy or cute.
Well, people complain that Kirby's not the same character, but it's like, I understand why she isn't, because,
30 now.
But someone made the point as well. It's like, she was obsessed with horror films, then she lives the horror film. It's like, you wouldn't really want to, keep watching horror films after that, would you?
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. She didn't feel the same, but you knew who she was,
Yeah.
But when they get to the shrine, it's like they see all those things for the first time. You see certain characters interacting with certain things
Yeah, like
from
Kirby
the
goes
film.
to Jill's shirt, doesn't she?
Yeah, and Mindy goes to Randy's shirt, and you see
Yeah.
those characters interacting with with the other films, and you're like, ooh.
And Sam goes to Billy's cloak, and she gets the vision of Billy, and he's like, "Look how fucking cool this place is." He's marking out for it as well, all this Ghostface shit. But he didn't really seem needed in this one.
He didn't.
The skeet scene.
He's in it all about twice, isn't he?
Yeah, just 2 times at the reflection in the mirror or whatever.
But like, I feel like after 5, I was
Like it's
expecting
established.
it.
Yeah, I was expecting. It's been established now, isn't it? Like we know she sees him. It's like, you know. But I guess it's alright seeing Skeet again. We just need Matthew Lillard back now. That's all we need. The next scene's the park bit in it when they're trying to trace the phone call and we're inside the van and Mindy's like, "This is how Randy died" and all this shit.
I love that. I love that she sat there. She's like, "You do realize this is how our uncle died? How dare you?"
But Ethan's inside the van with them, and Bailey's watching over him, and he's got the earpiece in. And like you said, that's probably to Quinn in it to like tell her to go to
because they find out
Gail's.
that Ghostface is calling them from
Gail's apartment.
Yeah, from which is on the other side of the city apparently. So yeah, so then we cut to Gail's apartment.
Yeah, and we find out she's got a new boyfriend, and he's got muscles, and that's all we know about him. That's it. That's literally all we know about him.
Did he have a name?
I don't even remember. I don't think she mentioned his name. I'm sure the character has a name, but I don't remember him saying the name. But she gets the call from Ghostface, which is the first time, innit? Gail gets the phone call from Ghostface. It's never happened before.
I think that's one of my favorite phone calls between characters. It's such an iconic. The lines he says are so iconic,
especially so
cruel, so I don't know, below the belt. It's just the way he was like, "This is long overdue, isn't it?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, yeah, it is."
But her boyfriend just gets dragged off screen, his throat gets slit, and he ends up getting thrown through the bookcase. And this is all Quinn, by the way, doing that.
Yeah, by Quinn. How does...
Like, I could buy the surprise attack, you know, slit throat and all that. But throwing through the bookcase, like, especially like you said, that's dead weight at that point, isn't it? Like,
it's dead weight.
Yeah, but I guess, you know, you could say whenever you put the mask on in Ghostface, you just get, like, you know, powers, or not like, you know, supernatural powers, but it makes you more of a, you know...
I mean, it could be adrenaline.
Yeah, I guess adrenaline as well. Yeah, I heard about that, mate, about Bray Wyatt. I heard about that. But at this point, well, Gail has the gun, doesn't she? She goes for the gun, which she has locked up.
Can we talk about how graceful Ghostface is, though, in this scene?
Yeah, when we saw the trailer, I thought this was going to be like a trained, like, not assassin, but like the way he's moving about and shit, like just jumping over the couch. This isn't some clumsy Ghostface.
He was going to be a ninja.
Yeah,
turns out he was just a college girl.
Yeah, it's just a college girl, sex-positive college girl. But I thought Gail was going to die, yeah. First she got the gun, and she's like, "This is why I'm going to shoot you in the fucking head." And he's like, "Oh, you know, maybe you shot me, maybe I got a body armor on and all this." But he's still there, or she's still there, stabbing each other, going around the apartment.
I think in this scene, it's the only scene that made me jump, because I wasn't expecting Gail to be stabbed like that. Because Gail has...
Well, what, from the glass, or because she knocks him out, doesn't she?
She knocks him out, grabs the knife, and she learned because she stepped on his like wrist, or her wrist, should I say? Stepped on Ghostface's wrist, and grabs the knife, and I was like, "Yeah, that was a good call." And then, boom, stabbed in the stomach with glass. I was just like that.
I think we all expected Gail to die in this one, didn't we? So I guess, you know, her not dying. And it would be kind of cruel. Like, you killed Dilly in 5 and then you killed Gail in 6. It's like, you know, no, do it. I might have fucked up because I was vaping. You killed Dewey in 5 and then Gail in 6. It would have been kind of, you know, predictable.
Yeah. But I just don't see a need for her character anymore.
Yeah, same, especially in this. Like, what did she really do? She just told them where the fucking shrine was.
Shrine. she got a phone call, she got stabbed, and then that was the last time we saw her on screen.
I really think they obviously they rewrote it when Nev wasn't coming back, but I think Gale dying was the reason why Sydney was going to come back until, you know, they had to rewrite it. Because why else, you know, it just seems kind of pointless, really.
I wouldn't mind Gale being the opening scene for 7, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that at all. That'll be like something different, killing a legacy character right as for the opening.
Well, Scream 3 did it with Cotton.
He's not a legacy character, though.
He was at that point. He was in 2 films. Like, what defines as you calling Kirby a legacy? She was only in 1. She was in Scream 4 and so less.
I guess.
And plus, Cotton was involved. Like, you know, Sydney thought it was the original killer of her mum and all that. Alex, if you haven't seen Scream, mate, I'd get out of the stream because we're talking about spoilers. Yeah, Hayden's inside the film as Kirby. And that Pope Exorcist does not look good. We've seen the trailer before Scream. It just looks like a generic demonic possession, you know. I'll just watch The Exorcist. I'll just stick with The Exorcist. But yeah, she survives, which, well, Sam and Tara end up coming, don't they, just in time or whatever.
Or is that you know, at the very end they say, "Oh, Mindy and Gale are in hospital. That they're fine. They're fine."
Yeah.
What if Gale took a turn for the worst? Or what if another Ghostface gets to Gale?
Yeah, but we wouldn't find that out until 7, would we?
Exactly.
But like we said when we was watching, like, there should be a jump, shouldn't there, between 6 and 7? It shouldn't take place directly after, because first of all, Chad's gonna be fucked up. He's gonna, you know, just be running about, is he, or whatever. He's gonna need some physical therapy, I think.
And they're all gonna need therapy of themselves. So.
Yeah, true. But they decide to set up the trap, don't they, at the shrine, and they tell Bailey about it. How they're gonna, like, lock.
Who comes up with the trap idea?
I
think isn't it?
Yeah, it's Kirby, yeah. Because they're sick of running as well, aren't they? Sam and Tara. So they decide to, you know, he's just going to keep following us, so we may as well, you know.
Mind you, the trap didn't actually come into play at all.
No. Well, it's sort of a red herring, innit? Because when they get in there, it's like, oh, Kirby's locked us in, she's the killer and all this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, but what before that is the subway train bit, innit? They're going on the because Bailey says, "Oh, you know, you got travel together and all that," and you know, Bailey's being suspicious at this point. It was supposed to be about Queen Elizabeth. I didn't hear anything about her, and they changed that. I didn't know that. I'm excited about horror in 2023. I'm just glad, like, you know, even if I didn't entirely enjoy Scream 6, I still want him to keep making them. I'm glad it's made 60 million at the box office already, because, like, people go on about, oh, I just want original films instead of franchises. I prefer the franchises, because I know what I'm getting into. You get to grow with the characters, you know, each installment. If you're just doing one-off films, you can't really, you know, there's no investment, really, is there? Like, fucking Terrifier, people buzzing about that. It should go, there's no plot to it. It's just killing. And just go for the sake of it. That's all it is. But yeah, the subway bit with all the characters, which was cool because it's Halloween and they're all dressed up. We got Michael Myers in there, Pinhead, Jason.
Yeah, but before that, the group gets split up.
Well, yeah, I was gonna get to that. I'm just saying the environment with all the characters all dressed up and all that. Because it's kind of weird what goes on. Because Chad says Danny pulled him in, doesn't he? You know, when he's trying to, like, see where Mindy is, he says, "Why did you pull me onto the train?" or whatever.
No, yeah, because I think this was an attempt to make people think Danny is the one behind it all.
Yeah.
But I think Danny was pulling Sam, and obviously Sam has hold of Tara, and Tara has a hold of Chad.
Yeah, that probably was it.
And he pulled them all, or pushed them all in, and Mindy and Ethan are straying behind. And I really love Mindy as a character. I really do love her. And I loved when she got left with Ethan, she was like, I'm left with Ghostface.
Oh yeah, she tells him to move away from her. And all
She's
that.
like, you go stand over there, I'm gonna stay over here. And then when he's just like, she's like, Ghostface, turn around.
I think about Ethan as well. He sort of does like Richie in a way, don't they? You could buy them being brothers in a way. They do sort of look, you know,
How the
similar.
fuck Quinn fits? Quinn's the only ginger.
Yeah, true.
Was
Quinn's the different.
Richie's not really. He's
It's like light brown in his hair. Well, then again, we don't know about the mother either, do we? Like, where does the mum fit into all this? You know,
true.
Richie's mum. So, but yeah, they get left behind. They get a different train, and this is the bit from the trailer in it where Mindy gets attacked because the lights keep going out on the subway while Ethan's just stood there.
In the trailer they made it seem like they were all together on the train, but then when they get split up, you're like, oh no. And I loved the subway scene with Ghostface slowly making his way towards Mindy.
Yeah, at first he just crouched down and he on the seat just with his head down. Like,
yeah. And it kind of makes you less suspicious of Ethan because he's there, so he's not. He didn't try and kill her.
True, because doesn't he? Well, no, he waits for help, don't they? I don't know if he took her to the hospital. He probably, you know, left after help came.
So Ghostface gets closer, stabs Mindy, and Mindy is backed up. She couldn't run anywhere.
No, she's on the back carriage.
So that was good directing there. Good stage performance or stage direction.
But she should have been dead there. Come on, because he's got his hand over her mouth, and I don't know how many times he stabs her. If it's just one stab, but he's like, you know, pulling it about. But
that girl.
Oh yeah, there's a few people asleep in there.
They're asleep. I was like, dude, wake up. So that's how Ghostface basically gets away with this attempted murder because people were sleeping.
Yeah.
And then he ghosts away. And when people move out the way, Ethan then sees Mindy on the floor and is like, "Oh shit!" And and then like takes her off the subway, and then people from like staff members of the subway come and help and order for not pizza, paramedics.
Yeah, and I'm assuming Ethan takes off because he has to get to the shrine, doesn't he? So he probably just, you know, leaves the scene or whatever.
But Mindy's still all there, so she could basically have told him to get away from her.
Yeah, but and also when she comes running back at the end, she says the killers are Ethan and Bailey, doesn't she?
Yeah, she figures it out.
So I'm guessing Ethan literally just ran away, and that made her suspect, like, you know, why the fuck's he running away? Like, you know,
she can't do anything because she's fucking dying.
Yeah.
And they've got that was the other thing. They have no service on the subway at all, so she can't contact any of them either.
Yeah, which comes back into play later because Sam thinks one of the killers is Mindy, don't you? For a second before they unmask.
They get off the subway and they still haven't heard anything from Mindy, and they're like, "Oh."
And this is a good scene because she tells Danny, she's like, you know, you can't come with us. Like, don't trust anybody. And he's fine with it. He's a good guy. And he's like, you know, fine. I understand what you're saying. Like, you know.
I kind of hate him, but love him at the same time because there was multiple moments with him and Sam, and he's like, don't trust anyone. And I'm like, yes, bitch. And he's like, that's fine, so long as you are safe. And I'm like, where have all the good men gone?
Wow, okay.
I'm joking. I'm just like, but at the same time, I'm like, you are suspicious though. Buddy's farted. It stinks.
But Bailey calls them and he's like, don't trust Kirby. She's been on a spiral ever since Woodsboro or whatever. She's taking off the FBI, but this ends up being a lie. But
is it a lie?
Yeah, it's a lie. Yeah.
I thought it was true, and
no, it's not true.
Buddy, I just heard that. You just let rip.
They get locked into the theater, don't they? And they assume it's Kirby as the killer at this point.
They knock Kirby out though.
Yeah, but we don't know that yet, do we? And they don't know that.
No, she just disappears. But we find out that they knocked Kirby out, hence why she's not there.
Tara and Chad kiss, don't they? Until all of a sudden Ghostface just appears, stabs Tara inside the back.
Yeah,
and then the three of them fight one Ghostface, don't they? And it seems like they got the upper hand until the other one comes in.
Can we talk about the scene? I'm not gonna lie. It's a horror fans or a Scream fans wet dream, that.
Yeah, because we've seen it in the opening of 4, but I was technically Stab 5 or whatever, wasn't it? When there was 2 Ghostfaces in action.
Yeah, but like seeing them,
especially the double wipe of the knife in sync when they both do it.
When I saw that, I think I actually gasped in the cinema, and I was like,
But Chad's telling him to run while they're just both stabbing him inside the chest and everything, like 10 times each.
And he spits up blood, and I was like, he's dead.
Yeah, I thought he was dead there as well.
When you, for a moment, when you think he's dead, my heart kind of broke, because I was like, oh, Tara. But when he died, I thought, oh, that means Mindy's dead. That means Tara can die.
Yeah, but it ended up being none of them because they all survived.
They all survived. Spoiler, they all survived.
So the 2 sisters get confronted by the 2 ghost faces, don't they, back to back with the bricks. While there's home videos playing, which we don't know what these are yet, but they end up being Rich's home videos on the screen what are playing. What he's made over the years, which is pretty cool touch. Because they got Jack Quaid, the actor, to come back. And they found an old video of him, you know, doing a vlog or whatever, so they put that in, so that was pretty cool.
Has anyone found his YouTube channel? I imagine it's a YouTube thing.
Yeah, I imagine it is. I don't know if they have or not, no.
I'm gonna look that up.
But Bailey comes in, doesn't and there's a ghost face behind him. And that's when we find out Kirby got knocked out. Bailey shoots Kirby, and then it's revealed that, you know, what's the line he says? Oh, of course it's me, or something like that. He says something like that anyway.
Who does?
Bailey, when he comes walking in. And they're like, keep shooting, he's like, yeah, of course it's me.
See, that's another thing that I really like about the Scream films. They did it in 5 when Richie says, yeah, it's a bummer, it's me. They already acknowledge how the audience is going to feel about the reveal. And like with this one, if Bailey said, of course it's me, it's like, yeah, everyone fucking knew.
Yeah, he's saying it's obvious, and in the last one, it's because we didn't want Richard to be the killer, and where he's like, it's the best choice for the movie and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we find out Richie was his first son, and obviously he wants revenge. It's basically Scream 2 redone, but instead of Miss Loomis, it's, you know, Richie's dad.
I thought for a moment Ethan was going to turn on Bailey, because Bailey was like on the stage and he was like, there's a certain bond between
father and his
firstborn son, and then you cut to Ethan, and Ethan's holding his knife against one of the sisters, and he kind of glances up at his dad, and then kind of goes back to the job at hand. And I thought for a moment, ooh, is he gonna turn on his dad? I kind of. It's a bit
would have
cliche.
gave him more character, because otherwise, I don't know anything about the dude. If he was jealous about Richie, that would make, you know, more sense, wouldn't it? But
yeah.
And like, how else did, like, that's what I'm questioning. Like, how did Bailey convince his 2 fucking kids to go along with this? It was just purely revenge. It's like, you know, we're doing this for Richard. We're doing this for Richard.
I mean, he could have lied to them.
True.
I mean,
unless you make the argument, it runs inside the blood, like, you know, the
Quinn makes up the rumors about Sam.
Yeah, she makes it. Yeah, I know that, but I mean, like, how did they first convince him to, like, you know, you can't just say, oh yeah, we're gonna go and kill people, and he'll be like, yeah, let's go and do it. You know what I mean? It's like,
I don't know. If my mum turned around to me and was like, this bitch killed your sister or your brother, and we are going to get revenge, I'd be like, hell yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing as well. Like, they know. because they started the conspiracy that it was Sam, but they know it wasn't Sam. They know that Richie was like this. So
technically, Sam did kill Richie.
yeah, well, I guess I guess they're just going after revenge for that. Yeah.
So they do want revenge for their dead
That's my
brother.
problem with it. Though it's just literally a repeat of Scream 2. I was expecting him to do something new with this, and it's just literally just swap the characters around. And it's the same motive and everything.
Yeah, it is a bit of a repeat of 2.
And I'm just hoping Scream 3 is not. I mean, Scream 7's not a repeat of 3, because that'd be just lazied out. Right? But yeah, eventually, Sam kills Quinn and Baylor, and Tara kills Ethan, doesn't she? Stabs the knife down his throat or whatever.
I love this because he says disgusting things through. He's like, I always wanted to stick something in you, Tara, and she stuck it in his mouth.
Yeah, it's the same as the Stu's line. Like,
I
I
know.
always had a thing for you, Sid. It was similar to that.
I know, but like, I always had a thing for you, Sid, can be interpreted. I've always had a crush on you, but with Ethan saying I wanted to stick something in you, you're like, oh, you dirty bastard. And then when she puts the knife down his throat and twists it as well, I was like, yes, kill him.
Oh yeah, Sam puts the mask on, doesn't she? And she just stabs the fuck out of Baylor.
Plays a game with Bailey. And I don't understand Bailey's mindset at this moment because he shoots the mannequins and it's like, how many people do you think are here?
Yeah, true.
She's not that fast. She's not going to just stand there in plain sight for you, mate. And you already saw the robe was taken.
But Sam's about to give mercy, isn't she? Until she's like, but you fucked with our family. And then she stabs him.
Sam really doesn't want to turn into a father at all. So she kind of refrains from it. But then you just see Tara go, come on. And she's like that. Yeah, all right. And I said this to you afterwards. I really wanted Sam to kill Bailey the same way she killed Richie.
Yeah.
But she didn't. She just stabbed him in the eye. Which is fine.
Red Right Hand plays on it from Rich's film, which is a good way to get it to play again.
Yeah.
But the last, the killer always comes back and Ethan comes out of nowhere. The TV, what killed Stu, just gets thrown. We don't know who threw it at first until it's revealed it was Kerber. She's like, oh, I've seen that in a scary movie. And people are saying, oh, that's confirmation that Stu's dead as well. And it's like, no, it's not. It was just a nice little throwback, but it doesn't necessarily confirm that, Stu's dead.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh, yeah. When Sam stabs Bailey, and he's got a bulletproof vest on, so she can't stab him in the chest, and she stabs him all up the arms and everything and shoulders. I was like, that's a good detail, because he's got some protective armor on, because he's a police officer, for God's sake. And then I loved the way the camera moved when in that scene as well. It was just like swinging around. It was so chaotic and it's just all over the place. And I was like, ooh.
But the final shot of the film is that she has the mask and she ends up leaving it behind as she walks away with Tara.
Yeah, in that moment, you kind of realise that Sam needs Tara there to kind of bring her back to Earth.
Yeah.
She can get carried away with these thoughts and visions and whatnot of her killer father, but then she sees Tara and it's like, oh, you're my family, which is really nice.
True.
I mean, you have to admit, in every single Scream film up to 5, there's not been any sibling family love, really, has there?
Not apart from Dewey and Tatum in the first one, I guess. That's the only one I can think of.
So there hasn't really been there hasn't been a dynamic like that.
No.
So it's a new thing, and it makes you love the characters that little bit more, which I like.
What about Scream 7? What do you want to see in Scream 7?
Stu.
Yeah, Stu. Same.
Dewey. What if Dewey comes back and as Gale dies? Not back to life. But what if Gale sees Dewey?
That'll be too corny, that. No.
Worth a shot.
Anything else you want to discuss?
We can talk more about Scream 7.
Well, what about it?
Well, do you think it's going to take place in New York again?
No.
And
I don't want it to be Woodsboro either, because they've done that too many times.
What do you want to be? Scotland? What?
No, I'm thinking they're going to do Hollywood. I don't want them to, but I think they will.
Why Hollywood?
They're literally Scream 3. They're going to do Scream 3.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But instead of them making stab, it'll probably be like a... What did she said? It was like about what's true crime these days. That's like the big thing, like documentaries.
You think they're making a documentary on everything? Ooh, I kind of like that.
If it ends up being Stu as the mastermind, though, I'll be alright with it. Do you like Roman was in 3, where it's revealed like he was, because they could do, similarities with that, but have it be Stu, and it's like, he recruited Richard. Like, if Rich is a big fan of it, who's he going to want to talk to? He's going to want to talk to fucking Stu, if he's still out there or whatever.
I don't know. I don't know where... I kind of want to see Woodsboro again, but then I also feel like that's Sydney. It's not exactly Sam and Tara.
What about Sydney? I think she'll be back in this one, won't she? I feel like...
If Gale dies, she'll come back. Basically, if a legacy character dies, she'll come back.
The only way I want her back, though, is if they do the Stu thing. Because if you're not bringing Stu back, like, you don't need Sydney at this point. This movie proved it. Like, you don't need Sydney. Her story's done.
No, I didn't miss her at all. I didn't miss her, and I didn't exactly miss Dewey either. It was only that one moment when Gale's talking about.
Yeah, and his theme plays in the background.
His theme plays, and you're like, oh, ow.
Yeah, true.
Too soon.
These new characters are strong enough to carry it, no doubt.
They're different, and they're strong enough to carry on the films.
And the people who boycott it over Nev not being it, it's like, what else can you do with that character? You just want to see her get attacked 10 more times by ghost faces. It's like...
Yeah, I mean, we talk about how many times Tara gets stabbed, Chad gets stabbed. How many films and how many stab wounds and gunshot wounds and shit like that has Sydney got?
Yeah. In number 4, she was nearly in a coma once. She was nearly in a coma in number 4.
Yeah, she was in intensive care and everything. And fucking Jesus. So how much can Sydney take, really? True. And it's established. Well, it's established in 5 that she has kids now. Is she married to that Mark, or is she?
Yeah, from number 3. Yeah.
She's married to him, and then in 6, Gale says she's taken her and her family somewhere safe. And it's like,
she deserves a happy ending.
Yeah, and it's like, well, yeah, she fucking does. So, but it's the first time where the killer has not wanted Sydney.
Yeah, true.
They want Sam and possibly Tara. So, if Stu was to come back, he'd want Sydney.
Yeah. You can't really bring Stu back without Sydney. I feel like they're a combo at this point, aren't they, really?
Yeah. If you bring in a brand new killer who we've never heard of or don't know, and they want Sydney, for what reason?
Unless you do the thing with Stu where it's like he wants to either recruit Sam or he wants to kill her because, the Billy connection. You could go either way with that, I guess.
Yeah.
But he still has more motive to get Sydney because,
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if they brought in a brand new killer, brand new character to be the killer, what connection do they have with Sydney in order for them to want Sydney?
Yeah.
It's not going to make sense.
I feel like the killer's going to be in this next one now. It's either going to be Sam's mum or, Tara's dad. I feel like that's pretty much what it's going to be. Because how many times they've mentioned her mum twice now in this film and in 5. Like, they keep talking about it, we haven't seen her one. So I feel like this is all setting up for her to come in number 7.
I think as soon as 5 came out and we saw 5, we were expecting to see their mum in 6, and we didn't.
No, but we did mention it all, so...
She got another mention. She got the mention of how she's cut them off.
Yeah.
Which
so that could be motive right there, isn't it, in a way?
Motive.
You could blame, well, because Sam broke up the family, didn't she, when she was younger? She found the diaries, read them out while, the husband was in the back, and he left, didn't he, after that? When he found out the truth.
Yeah.
So a mum could blame Sam, being like, you tore the family apart, like, it should have been a secret, but, you brought it up, and everything's gone to shit afterwards.
So their mum is Ghostface, or a mastermind.
Yeah.
Right.
Or the dad. It could work with the dad as well. Not Sam's dad, Tara's dad, I mean.
I don't know. I don't know the guy personally, but I feel like he's a sweetheart. Because the way they described the dad, like, the dad found out the mum was pregnant with Sam and proposed to them.
Assuming that it was his baby.
Yeah, assuming it was his baby, and he was like all for it. He was there for them both. So I don't think the dad is a psycho. The mum could be.
Yeah, true.
She drinks as well, so. So the mum, yeah. The dad, I don't think so. Just trying to think who else.
Don't know. I mean, apparently the rumors are saying they want to get it filmed. They'll start filming by October of this year.
Yeah, they do. If that
Which I don't think they should. I know why they want to rush it because it's making money, but it's like, unless you have the script, like a really good script right now already, it's like, I don't think you should rush it.
Well, it's like I said, when they were writing 5, they must have started writing 6.
They did an interview today saying that they said with 5, they didn't know if they was going to get a shot to do 6, so they basically did everything with 5. And that's how they're going to approach it. And he also said about Sturda, like, never say never and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole storyline with 5 and 6. I understand you can write 2 separate things at separate times and it still relate. I don't know.
You don't know. Anything else? Or...
What about Gale as the killer?
No. They mentioned that in the call, didn't they? Where it's like, they was the fan favourite. Sydney makes sense, but I feel like if they was going to make Gale the killer, they should have already done it by now. I think especially now with her age as well, and it's like,
Be mastermind. She could have been the mastermind this whole entire time.
What, throughout all of it?
Did we see Gale interact with Billy and Stu at all? Yeah, we did at the end.
Yeah, at the end.
Never mind. They tried to kill her. Never mind. That theory's out.
The only person who makes sense the mastermind behind it all is Stu. What?
Billy could have killed Gale. She got knocked out, and he had the gun on her. He didn't shoot her though. Why?
He was about to, but Stu stopped him because Sydney was gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It has to be. If someone's a mastermind behind it all, it has to be Stu. And that explains some of the plot holes, like in number 5. Like, he could have killed Dewar. He could have tried to kill Gale in this one. Where it's like, he only comes out for the personal kills. The ones, like, the legacy characters. For the other ones, he just sits back and lets whoever do it.
Where's Stu been this whole time, though?
Well, they say he's dead, so he can't be in prison at this point. because they think he's dead, don't they? So in the universe of Scream, he can't be in prison. I think he either faked his death or, you know, they just swap. Like in this one, Bailey swaps out the body with Quinn, so they've already established that can happen. So why couldn't his parents? You know, they were clearly rich with that house.
Because you're talking a 20-year difference.
Even the fucking police guy in the first one's suspicious. The police chief or whatever his name is. They show him as a killer. They'd make him a red herring in the first one, don't they? But they could always go back to that. He's got the same boots on as Ghostface. In the first film.
Yeah, the chief.
Yeah, the chief, yeah.
Well, yeah,
And he don't get killed either.
he's an old man. He's dead.
I'm not saying I'm saying back then, in 1996. He could have been a bent police officer. His family's rich. They could have offered him money. He could have been involved in it. He could have helped Stu get his body out there, or, you know, change the body with something else. There's many ways to go about it.
Okay. I thought you suddenly moved on to a different character. I didn't know you were still on about Stu.
But yeah, I'm done. I don't know if you want to say anything else or.
It's a good film.
Yeah, it was better on second viewing, but the ending just, you know, the overacting and stuff. But then again, that Scream, all of them do that, don't they? I always hate the endings.
I think it held really good until the very end. It's very entertaining to watch. If you like brutal kills, it's a good watch. If you like amazing chase scenes, it's good. Basically, if you like classic slasher horror, it's a really good film to watch. So go watch it. I kind of want to see it again.
I'm going to wait till it comes out on streaming, which should probably be next month.
I might take myself to the cinema and treat myself to a pick a mix.
Should we end it?
Why not?
Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new. Check out George's social links down below as well. Until next time, peace out in a bit.